back, Fridge & Pipes Garage. As you guys would have seen in the last episode, we've got the engine out of the truck.
She's out and on a stand.
Amazing. It's a bit of a fight. We did that last night in
our time zone, and
YouTube land. It'll probably be
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks, 3 weeks between.
We'll see.
Yeah. So today's goal is to tear this thing down, inspect, see what piston size we have, because allegedly this engine was rebuilt at one point. So we aren't sure whether it's 10 thou, 20 thou, 30 thou, standard bore. Might even be 60, hopefully it's not, but it might be 60. And then we need to find out if the crank is standard or 1010 cut or 2020 cut or 1020 or whatever, so we can order parts.
Let us commence.
Let's get ripping and tearing. As you see us disassemble the engine, we're going to throw everything into parts bags, loose hardware, and label everything. That's something I picked up from work, and it's honestly the best way to keep organization of your stuff, especially on a long-term project such as this.
Yeah, otherwise you don't know what this bolt and this spacer's for.
Yeah,
it's just
6 months, 9 months, 10 months, 12 months down the road. Hopefully this engine should only be apart for about a month, month and a half at most. But for those of you at home, like me probably, that tears me apart, and it's apart for 4 years. Label, bag, and tag. Your stuff.
Tag, label,
Future self.
bag tag.
Well, thank you.
Bag and tag.
And actually, we'll leave a link in the description to where I picked up those specific parts bags. This, quite honestly, is junk to us. If someone wants it, leave it in the comments below.
Yeah, let us know.
We'll probably forget about it, never ship it.
Drop your email address.
Drop your email.
COD. If you don't know what that means, it's collect on delivery. You pay the freight.
Yeah.
If you want it, it's yours. I bet you there's some guy out there with a 392 barrel and he's looking for that.
He's been looking for that part.
Just like your dad was saying. They were in high demand.
It was the hot ticket item at the scrapyard back in the day.
Way to do this.
I'm blocking the camera. Oh. One other thing we should mention, as we're tearing this engine apart, going to be watching for anything that jumps out at Seth or I that goes, okay, we can't use this part, we can't use that part. Allegedly everything should be good, but when you got something that's been sitting for as long as this, it's an unknown.
Become a new saying for it. That could go on a shirt.
What's that?
Phantasmatic.
Phantasmatic. Controls are tight. Got it. Great work. Perfect. Well, if this engine was new, it is not anymore.
It's just broken in.
Just broken. As it's carved. Please, something fierce.
So do we want to number these at all?
I don't care about that. That looks like a burnt valve or something. Oh. So there you go. That's what you don't want to see underneath your valve cover is that.
Hose thing. We can reuse these gaskets.
Parts per side.
So what we're looking for here on these push rods, are any of them polished, turnt, anything of the sort? Any of them more flat, rubbing, anything just out of the ordinary? There's some cobwebs in here too. Extra hairspurs. First ever rocker sheet. Oh. God, I'm such a mechanic. I didn't know these didn't have through oilers in them.
They're like a whole part. Yeah, they're like an LA whole part. Or
Like solid push rod?
solid. Magnum Mopar.
Yep.
Oils through the push rod. I think Chev does too, but I don't know for sure.
Same with small block ones. At least aftermarket ones. And Henny's 5764 for those of you at home. Oh, the fans are on. Dude, now we got Jennifer Coolidge. Sick.
Did he just say that joke off camera?
No, totally not. That was my first time saying it. Oh, the distributor hole was nothing. Somebody was adjusting this thing, trying to make it run, I think.
Trying to make some power out of it. It was not us.
Trying to make some
It was not us. So for those of you who are uninitiated on Fords, so the FE, as you can see on this gap right there, that's the intake. So part of where your valve cover seals all along here to this gap right there, that's your intake manifold.
And this is where the head starts.
For whatever reason,
Head,
then-
intake.
that is where your head starts, and there's a whole gap, and so your intake manifold gasket's actually down in here. Whereas you take, well, big block Chevy, intake there, small block Mopar, intake, this is your cylinder head intake. And I have a small block Chevy, but we're not showing you that because everybody knows what a small block Chevy looks like.
Hopper in there here.
Trick.
Pretty tips and tricks moment. Good use.
Putting a good use to your suits in a row.
And there we go.
Yeah, we're not using that water.
This is very smooth bolts.
Yeah. We'll just put it off to the side for
Put it
now.
off the side of here so we don't take the bolts off.
Now it should be intake cartridge time. This is the right way to do this.
Somebody's gonna tell us on the internet.
Someone on the internet will let us know. Try this.
That is blueprinted billet aluminum right there.
Billet steel.
Hey, look at that. This pushover's already got its onto this. Oh, lifter's already coming out for us.
Excuse me?
That's fine.
We aren't reusing this cam, so I'm not going to reuse.
No.
What's up, Wogster?
We drain the oil first.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
drain the oil.
Before we get too far into this process, strain the engine.
Why wasn't that the first thing you did?
Well, you know, you gotta excite.
Intake manifold seemed more exciting.
Yeah. We'll throw in the content.
I just went to the wash bay at work and washed the Firebird for the weekend. It is at minimum 30 degrees.
Oh, I wouldn't know it, dude. It's like insane. It wasn't bad in here until we started working.
It's not bad in here at all.
Compared to outside still.
Holy God, walk outside.
And pack this off.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you're doing your oil change at home, don't do this.
Yeah, I won't walk inside actually.
Not a single drop.
Excuse me?
Not a single drop.
Yeah, oil's supposed to come out of there.
Self-packing oil, but no oil. I don't know what to tell you. There's no oil.
Well, I mean, did either of us check the dipstick too?
I did, yeah. It said add 2 quarts, and it was completely empty on the dry.
Well, that saves
The
us
dry
time
dipstick.
and effort. So,
Yeah, it's a good thing we didn't pull the oil.
good thing we didn't try to start it.
Yeah. Good thing it didn't have a starter or a transmission to start.
Yep. Okay, so I can go back.
So we could like
Just rip the chair now.
rip the chair. Like butter.
Come on.
Shield junk.
Yeah, we're not using that.
Bye-bye.
Some hardcore Ford guy doing his
Yes,
factory original OEM restorations.
Business inquiries is in the
Really
video
upset.
description.
And those. Most of these ones are more
These ones cheapest. Just gonna be attacking with impacts.
So why are we applying heat?
Basically, in short, the scientific version expands the metal to help create more room. Because what rust actually, people think of rust as taking away metal. What actually first happens in the rusting process is it expands. So it's almost like the bolts have Loctite applied to them. That's a lot thicker than even green Loctite would fill the gap. So by heating it up, it expands it and hopefully loosens up that hole that's got in the threads.
That's your fridge tips and tricks moment for today. For this episode. What's the natural put on the table? Start a low fire. Put a butter in it. even turned towards the drain.
Bring plugs in.
Only like hand tight, like 3 threads. And it's got slits cut in it for some reason. I don't know if that's normal on a Ford or what.
I've never seen that. I wonder if that was rebuilders. They drilled the hole and that's how they tapped it. Like a self-tapping oil plug. 80s and 90s were just a different time.
Let's try this.
I'm sorry.
That's Colby. Oh, that's a stud. Interesting.
You wouldn't believe how much he was filming that last night.
The cat.
Yeah, he'd film the cat and he'd be like, and then come back to it.
So there we go. We didn't break that one. That one's also hot. We don't actually need that either.
Now we're gonna be upgrading to ARP chromoly 8340.
Are we?
I don't know, are we?
I don't know if that's in the budget.
I'm just pretending like we're overbuilding this engine. We should maybe just wire so they don't get stuck in there like that.
We know the trick.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's that cat.
And warm
Yeah, extremely.
for some reason. Safety skills. Hot nuts. Get you hot nuts here.
This is Ford F100.
Oh man, I wish you had a manifold. Damn shame.
At least that broke flush. That's workable and doable.
Honestly, you could drill that. This.
Probably not. That's our own. That's our
More
own.
heat.
More heat. Way hot. So, camera overheated because it's hot. It was, what was it today? 30,
32, 33,
33
34.
with,
I don't know,
with
so
humidity.
30.
I think it was like 40.
Technically
Close to 40
with humidity.
with humidity, and it's now 8 o'clock at night and it's still 30 degrees out, or 29 degrees Celsius, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. I don't know, 100, 105.
Annotation up on screen. Right here, somewhere.
So yeah, it's hot and humid, extremely humid. We washed the floor last night, and as cameraman JC will show you, it's still wet from last night. That's how humid it is. Just gross. So yeah, got the other manifold off. Figured that wasn't really that big of a deal to film that. Broke one more bolt, but no biggie. So yeah, next step, pop the heads off, and then get the valley pan out. We'll check the lifter bores for the cam. Then it'll be front dress, pull that off, and the oil pan can come off. And I think that'll probably be our night, eh? Other than measuring, which we'll measure on. And then yeah, and then another night I'll just come down here quick and finish stripping it. And then the block can go to the machine shop. Should be 1.5 inch, yeah. Or you just use a chrome because they're bad boys. I hear girls like bad boys.
We're prime.
That's it for it. Just use leverage. Sounded like thunder.
Probably train.
So you got pop too?
Yep. Let me just try this one off first.
Bag. Okay. Oh boy, Seth.
Dude, I could have lifted these.
We have a mismatch going on.
I was hoping we wouldn't.
We're buying pistons.
Why was I right?
Did you guess this?
I said, I bet you there's gonna be 2 or 3 pistons that just aren't the right size.
Well, no, they're the right size. It's just different
They're different dish.
combustion chambers.
Yeah, but it might be.
Chamber design. I don't like that.
I don't like these two.
We're buying pistons now. So, if you look at the design on this piston, it's got its 4 cutout relief, but it's a big huge dish right here. Whereas I'll spin it over, and like there's some on this side like that as well. Then you look at that one right there, for example, and it's got like almost a quench pad in Yeah. Throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, and these two are the same. However, these two seem to be different.
So maybe that's a Ford thing. I don't think so. I've never heard or seen of an engine getting built like that. So
Smog era thing.
they're gonna get changed, probably to just a straight up flat top piston. Oh, this one's got some rust in the cylinder wall. How bad is that rust?
It's a little pity.
Could it be dingle bulb is the question. Basically, we caught this just at the right time. This would have started seizing.
Yeah, I think we might have gotten lucky. Well, we can dangle ball it and see.
We're gonna dingle ball it and see. Actually, one thing I'm feeling, ring ridge isn't actually too bad. So
These
normally,
pistons will come out.
so where you see your
Right here,
boy, Seth.
if you look right here where it's shiny, that's where the piston ring doesn't touch. So all this where it's a different color, almost a different shade of gray, that's where piston ring touches.
Yeah.
And then a ridge can develop there, and that'll catch rings if you try and pull the piston out.
This too, maybe. Look at this. See how it's no, see how it's in. And look at this one. It's flush. It's zero deck.
Yeah.
Spit it and tell me if it goes to zero deck or not. No, it's not. No. So why is that one going? These pistons are a different height. Yeah, because they're the two different design pistons.
Yeah.
So they have different compression height.
Yeah, because this is flat and this one's peaked. Yeah, they have different compression heights.
So this would be TDC number. No, that's number 2. Whatever. Number 2. No, that's not. I'm thinking Mopar. Number 5 and number 3. This piston is almost flush with the deck height. This piston is down from the deck height. I don't know, like 30 thou-ish. I'll measure quick. Well, I'm thinking it's a good thing we didn't try to get this thing running, because it probably ran like hot garbage.
And it would have ran just poor.
Because if it's got different deck height on each piston,
Different compression heights on
it'd be
every
different
single piston.
compression ratio in each cylinder.
Yeah.
So it'd run like garbage.
It would run totally bad.
None of this truck is apart.
Probably got it rebuilt and was just like, dude, this thing runs like hot ass. Don't do that. Use the same pistons. Don't be cheap.
Just wondering what kind of hooky reverb this thing had.
Not a good one.
We are getting another temp warning.
Gotta get a close up on this measurement.
We're 151 thou in the hole on this, on number 4. 151-ish, roughly.
This one.
Give or take 35 thou. This isn't the most accurate of measuring tools to be using for this, but it gives us a rough idea. And yeah, so either we have a bent connecting rod, or these pistons have a different compression height to them.
I'm gonna go with different compression height. So yeah, 3 out of the 8 pistons are different from factory. They're just different pistons for aftermarket. There's 5 of the factory ones in here. They say standard bore on the aftermarket ones, and they don't reach the proper deck height like the factory ones do. So we're a few thou off there, which does confirm our suspicion that this engine was rebuilt, or at least our telling. It just wasn't rebuilt properly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna flip the engine over here,
Pull the pan off.
pull the pan off, and see what lies underneath.
Yeah.
We pulled the lifters out just to check them a
cool. Quick.
The pan.
Yeah, maybe we didn't have any actual Indiana's juice in there.
Dude, I couldn't have lined that up any better.
I used to work in the
Not working in AC. And I don't work well in the heat.
camera's overheating, Seth's overheating. It's hot and humid and gross. I should make crack that door more.
Spinner upside down.
Yeah.
Oh. Sake.
Any more come out?
Yeah, the other side.
Whatever. I'll just wash the floor.
Yeah. Sure there's a lot. Engine has now flipped over after the camera battery died. So now we shall pull pan.
Gunk isn't it? Actually not bad. Maybe a little bit of something there. I think this is carbon gold.
So a big teardown that some engine rebuilders will do is just punch stuff onto the rods. It looks like they are marked 7733, 88, 44, 66, 22, 11, and 55.
Like a big block of wood.
Yeah, so it's 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Is that like big block Mopar? Also, the
No, just the rear main.
main caps are punched as well. I've got 2-bolt mains.
I don't know if they came with 4 bolts, did they?
I don't know. Maybe you can add it in.
No.
You're going to see a little trick here about taking main caps off from a good old fridge.
What's the little trick?
You put this up and then you rock it back and forth as you lift.
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
Somebody glued them down.
Like those are in there.
Why? You cool if I knock the oil pump off real quick?
Yeah. Those bearings actually don't look
Different?
too bad. Well, they should be changed though.
Truly.
How's the crank look? Crank is got a little bit of scuffing, but not too bad.
Nothing a polish couldn't fix it.
So when it comes to main caps, I always try and keep the bolts and everything in the same spot. It's just as a precaution. This bearing doesn't want to come off. Oh, this is cut 20 thou. This crank.
You're kidding.
Nope. So, where's our bag? To show you guys what I'm looking at. So I got the bearing off. So typically they are stamped, if it'll focus here, stamped right there. So the .020 right above my finger.
Not 07.
Not 05 or 07 or anything. So I believe that should indicate that this is a 20 thou undersize bearing. And what that means is that the crank has been cut down 20 thou from its original journal diameter, which is not what we expected, being it's still a standard bore block. So clearly this crank is either not original or it had some pretty severe scarring and they cut it. Usually you don't usually cut to 20. I mean, you can buy bearings for 20, but usually after 10, it's you're usually looking at a different crank.
Should be.
At that point. So you know the trick to putting main caps on.
Show me the trick. Show me the trick, fridge man.
So, another thing, when you're putting main caps on, there'll be a ledge here that you can try and show you.
You are seeing it, yes. Looks good.
Yeah. And then right here on the actual bearing itself, it will have a stepped part. It's right, I'm trying to focus this. You can kind of see it there, and if I do this, you'll probably be able to see it if it'll focus. But anyways, stepped part must go into the cutout on the cap, and then on the actual block side there'll be another one of those cutouts, and always put these stops to each other. If you don't, you run the risk of spinning bearings, and that's not good.
This one's just gonna come right out.
Is it?
I don't know.
Right.
Told you. Boom.
Right out. Oh, so these bearings are worn anyway. So that's the other thing. When you're just assembling your engine and you're looking at your bearings for your bottom end. Second there. The other thing you should be looking for is, I can't remember exactly if it's 3 layers or 4 layers that there is to a bearing. So you can see here, see how it's different colors? You got a lighter gray, a bit of a darker gray, and then more towards the center here is a copper looking color. You'll be able to see it better like that. So that's your layers of your bearing. So when it's to the copper, you know it's no good and it needs to be changed.
She's cooked.
And
just like us.
Wipe it off. And this one does not have a stamp to it, which leads me to believe it's standard size? Question mark? You want to run a part number for me quick, Seth?
Sure. Shoot.
MB2441P.
Full size rod bearing, Cleveite.
Cleveite.
Standard.
They're standard?
OEM.
Oh, okay. Perfect. So don't know, that's why you don't always follow the stamp, the 020 stamp we saw on this. Actually, I should double check the part number. The way they did this engine, maybe they put a 20 thou on just one journal.
Just cut one.
Part number wise, we are different. Look up MB2235P. Wow. This engine was a... Wow.
MB
2235P. But is it a 20 thou or 10 thou or a standard? Doesn't say.
It says OE replacement.
Oh, so it might be standard then. Okay, we're gonna have to do some more digging into that, but we have two different part numbers on our bearings.
We'll figure that out after.
We'll figure that out after, but so we can figure out. And then when the crank, when I pull the crank, or when we pull the crank, I'll actually just measure it too, and see what our journal size is. Okay, let's pull a rod. Pull a rod. So.
Do you want to impact that, or do you want to manual that?
We can impact it. I'm not really worried. I'm worried about doing that though.
Looks easy. Number 5. That's a factory. This is a factory piston. This number 5 one. Spin this out. It won't fall on the floor.
No. No, it'll be good.
Okie doke.
These I like to keep in order too, the nuts. Just put that one on that side and this one on this side. Okay. These sometimes you gotta tap with a hammer to break it free.
Right.
I think I can hit it harder and actually not be scared of hitting it. I wonder if this will be like my Chevy and the pistons will be pressed onto the rod backwards. That's that Chevy short block I got in the corner over there for my stock car. They
There you got a gap now.
press the piston on backwards. And then I think that's why they said it seized on itself right after I got out of the machine shop. It wasn't from me, that was from the guy I bought it from.
Why does that hole look weird? It just does. Better oil flow. It's a big block thing.
It's
a big block Ford thing. You wouldn't understand. That one looks like it got worn.
So these bearings, no, didn't change color.
Oh, why did it look blue? We're wrong.
So yeah, this is a rod bearing. Same thing, got some wear to her. We're gonna replace it. And they got the same tang on them as well. Your lock, and the same thing, lock to lock always when you are assembling. Otherwise you might spin a rod bearing as well. This says, doesn't give me anything. Okay, do you want a part number? CB760P.
Tri-metal, stock.
Stock, standard size.
Standard size.
Okay, so going by that, we're probably gonna order 10 thou over everything. So we're gonna get this crank cut. Because it's kind of questionable, I think.
So if we pull this one here, number 6, this is a different piston.
Okay, yeah, we should check
Then we'll
those.
truly know
Where we're-
if they were screwing around. Set her to 1.
No, Milwaukee. It's got the, it goes till it senses torque mode. Ow!
You good?
Me?
Yep. Your finger?
Oh yeah, my finger's fine. Just caught me right on the nail.
That's what they're there for.
Did you drop it in the engine?
Yep.
Silly, you're not supposed to do that.
Really?
Grab a light. Probably fell in the piston. Oh, I got a magnet, not a light. You have a light though.
You could be taking an oil bath in cylinder 2.
Is it? No. Under the cam? CB760P. That's the same, yep.
CB760P.
Okay.
So we're not funky in that department. A couple other departments, yes.
Allegedly, we're triple standard. Standard bore, standard main, standard rod.
Yeah,
So we're doing good.
so far.
Maybe, hopefully. Probably gonna get the crank. At minimum, we'll get it polished. I won't do that myself. I will take that to my machinist buddy I have. And
You don't want to
he
use
will-
shoestring and emery cloth and polish her up?
I've done it before, but
I've seen it done before.
by me?
No.
Told you it's stuck in the cam.
Found our nut.
That's a very bullish cam right there. I've never seen one.
This has been the first part of this engine assemble. As we've found out, we're buying pistons.
Buying pistons.
For sure buying pistons.
And bearings.
And bearings, everything's standard. So,
Happy news.
happy news. Well, I mean, yes and no. Like I said, we're gonna take it to the crank shop. Not the crank shop, the machine shop.
Machine shop.
And be getting the crank polished for sure. If not cut down, I'll let my machinist buddy decide what he wants to do with it. And this blower here that has the rust in it, we're gonna try dingle ball honing it. See if we can't get the bore to look good. I'm not worried about the ring ridge at all, honestly. It's pretty good.
Minor.
It's pretty good compared to some of the stuff I brought back with just a dingle ball hone. So yeah, I think we can end it there. Seth and I are both hot and sweaty and tired, and it's still plus 30 at 9 o'clock at night right now. So
It's clean up time and go home.
we're calling her a wrap.
Good enough.
That's good enough for tonight. But I do have a milling machine, so maybe in future episodes we'll teach them how to bore a
Mill
block.
their own camshaft.
No.
Zeroed, actually. It's like Love Actually, but for car guys.
What is? Oh, Sethy. Yeah, you goofed me. You can't see what I'm doing right now, but I promise you, it's out of the way.
Sog it.